Saladin leads Arabia in Sid Meier's Civilization VI. From his promising start as a young scholar, Saladin rose to become a legendary commander whose talents and wisdom won praise from his friends and enemies alike. Arabia's special ability is called the Last Prophet. When the next to last great prophet is claimed, Arabia automatically receives the last one if they haven't already received their prophet. This guarantees Arabia the ability to found a religion. Arabia has always been famous for its horses, and their unique unit is the Mamluk. This knight replacement heals at the end of every turn, even if it moved or attacked. Arabia's unique building is the Madrasa. It generates more science than the university, and it provides faith based on the campus adjacency bonus. Saladin's ability is Righteousness of the Faith, which happens to be how you translate the word Saladin. The worship building for Arabia's religion costs very little faith to build and produces bonus science, faith, and culture. Arabia can take advantage of the benefits of founding a religion without having to worry about racing for a great prophet. You'll want to have a holy site in many cities to take advantage of Saladin's ability as well. Science and religion blend in Arabia, and this civ is ideally suited for either kind of victory. Will people praise you through the...
Alright, so first thing I gotta say about Arabia is there's a lot of really interesting civs. This one to me is a little bit less so. Now, this is obviously for the person who wants to sit back and macro up, but I don't quite get who would love this civilization. I mean, I guess somebody who wants to mix science and religion, some people would be down with that, but I think it's not very interesting in comparison to other civs, I'd say, for the most part. Maybe Mamluks will be fun. Yes, this is definitely for somebody who's going to sit back for the most of the game and maybe do a bit of damage with their Mamluks later. I don't really like this bonus. One of the reasons being that science has been so dominant in Civilization in previous titles, and I guess I was kind of hoping they would just get rid of it as a bonus, just leave everybody on the same kind of page in terms of that. Now, obviously in this game, culture is a big thing too. So if you're seeing science and culture as basically being two different sides of the same coin, both can give you different bonuses, in that case, some people have bonuses to culture, some people have bonuses to science. Maybe it's alright. I think that I'll have a better opinion once I play the game. Obviously, right? But that being said, that is one minor concern I have. It's not a big deal, but I think that, again, with the way science has been for so many civs, it's a little scary to be like, oh, here's another science civ. Like, is everybody going to play this civ? Right? I bet you everybody playing Civ 5 will come and see this and be like, oh my god, I want to play this civ. Just because of the science bonus. But I think they might be misled just because of how different Civ 6 will be. But again, we'll have to see.
Is Righteousness of the Faith, which happens to be how you translate the word Saladin. The worship building for Arabia's religion costs very little faith to build and produces bonus science, faith, and culture.
Okay, so again, more bonuses to science, faith, and culture, right? Yeah, so that's the majority of Arabia's bonuses. Really just a sit back and win type nation. I think that they've done such a good job with so many of the other nations. I'm a little bit disappointed in this one. But that's okay. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll make them better later. We'll see. Better as in more interesting, not better as in stronger. And in terms of how strong Arabia is going to be, it's hard to tell. But so many of their bonuses take a while to kick in, and assuming assuming that these take a while to figure out, I'd say this is one of the weakest nations, just because people could overrun you early on. There's so many aggressive early nations that see Arabia, and you'll be a high value target. Now, if you're playing against the computer, of course, like on an easy difficulty, nobody bothers you. Of course, Arabia is going to be great. But or if you're playing against other players who don't know how to take advantage of your weakness early on, of course Arabia will be great. But there's a lot of very scary people like Montezuma, the Scythians. Almost everybody has early game units. It could really push you in. So I think Arabia's going to have to play it safe until they get Mamluks at the very least, and hopefully things will stabilize by then a little bit more. That's my opinion on Arabia. I'd say pretty weak. Again, depends on how hard of a level you're playing on, but for the most part, I'd say they're fairly weak just because of their inability to defend themselves very well compared to other nations early on, and all their bonuses coming in kind of a little bit later. Alright guys, have a great one, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.